Okay, let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive on a specific piece of tech designed to solve, well, a really stubborn problem. USB cables just aren't long enough.
That's putting it mildly. Standard USB distance limits are kind of a headache in a lot of setups.
Exactly. So our mission here is to analyze the Kramer KDS-USB2-EN. It's an encoder that doesn't just stretch USB. It seems to completely rethink how you connect USB devices over distance while keeping speeds high.
Right. And it's helpful to think of it less like a simple cable extender and more like a networking device.
Yeah.
It basically takes the USB signal and converts it so it can travel over standard network cables like SAT cable or even fiber optics.
Let's talk about that extension because the scale is pretty wild compared to standard USB. We're talking full USB 2.0 speeds, right? That 480 megabits per second.
Yeah, absolutely. Maintaining that speed is critical, and that's what it does. Over standard SAT5E or Cat6, Cat7 cable, you're looking at up to 100 meters. That's about 330 feet.
Which is already a huge improvement.
Oh, definitely. But where it gets really transformative is with fiber optic cable.
Okay.
With fiber, you can push that same high-speed USB 2.0 signal up to 10 kilometers.
10 kilometers. Wow, that changes things.
It's a massive difference. Of course, you do need the other end of the system, the KDS-USB2-DEC decoder unit. The encoder we're focusing on needs that decoder to actually, convert the signal back and power the remote USB devices.
Got it. So, encoder at the computer, decoder at the remote end. That 10K range is impressive enough.
Yeah.
But I saw something about this being more than just point-to-point. It mentioned collaboration.
Yes, and that's where the system gets really clever, I think. It's not just about making one keyboard work further away. You can set up a multi-point system.
Multi-point.
Meaning you can connect multiple decoder units, up to 7 of them, back to a single encoder unit that's connected to the host computer.
Wait, so 7 different users, potentially in 7 different locations?
Exactly. They can all be interacting with the same host computer in real time, using their own keyboards, mice, even touch screens connected to their local decoder.
Huh. How does that work in practice? Like, who has control?
It manages quite a few devices. Overall, the system supports up to 30 connected USB devices in total across all the decoder.
Okay, 30 devices across maybe 7 users. But managing control, preventing conflicts.
That's handled through Kramer's control platform, it seems. It's cloud-based, and they have this technology called switchable USB.
Switchable USB, okay.
Yeah, and that basically manages the mapping. It determines which remote peripheral is actively controlling the host at any given moment. It allows for one-to-many setups, like one host of 7 users, or even many-to-many, though that gets more complex. It turns simple extension into, well, a managed collaborative environment.
That makes sense. So it's not just a dumb pipe. There's intelligence managing the traffic. Let's shift to logistics. How easy is this to actually set up? Do you need special software, network configurations?
Well, the documentation stresses it's true plug and play.
Which usually means?
No software drivers needed on the host computer. You plug it in, and it should just work. It's compatible with all the major operating systems, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, so pretty straightforward on that front.
That's good to hear. And what about reliability and, enterprise standards? I saw mentions of compliance testing.
Right. Those are important, especially for larger deployments. It's passed USB-IF compliance tests.
Meaning it plays nice with other certified USB gear and meets the speed specs.
Precisely. It's also FCC and CE Class B certified, which relates to electromagnetic interference standards, and it's TAA compliant.
TA. That's often required for government contracts, isn't it?
Correct. It means it's manufactured in designated countries, making it eligible for U.S. federal government procurement. And Kramer backs it up with a pretty substantial 7-year warranty.
7 years is definitely a statement of confidence in the hardware.
It suggests they expect it to last in demanding environments.
So thinking about the bigger picture here, extending high-speed USB, potentially 10 kilometers, with multi-user capabilities, it really does sort of break the idea of a local peripheral, doesn't it?
Completely. Think about what that enables. You could have, say, sensitive medical imaging equipment controlled remotely from across a large hospital campus instantly.
Or industrial control systems where the actual computer needs to be in a safe, secure room far away from a potentially hazardous factory floor.
Exactly. When you remove that physical distance barrier for something as fundamental as USB, you start opening doors to use cases that just weren't practical before. It makes you wonder what other kinds of distributed workflows become possible.